All right. Well, I'm here today with Steve Ehrlich. He's the CEO of Voyager Digital. It's a publicly traded Canadian company in the crypto trading business. Steve, thanks a lot for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Brad.
Do you think that, people, I'm sure maybe a mix, but do you think people are really looking hard at your financials here? Or do you think some people are just buying your stock as kind of a proxy play on Bitcoin or crypto?
A little of both. And we just hired Mike Legg to run our chief communications officer, run all our IR. We're getting in front of a lot of investors, a lot of institutional investors that are interested in our story. And they make a lot of comparisons back to 2000 when the online brokers started to come around. And my history is that I was there at E-Trade in 2000, 1999 and 2000, in the early days of that, when you're getting the adoption. And people are starting to see more and more people are adopting crypto. They like what we're doing. They're understanding our model. And we're putting all the pieces together to make sure people understand that. And what they're investing in is a long-term business that can really grow and has tremendous upside that allows those investors to really gain. And a lot of investors have made 4x, 5x their money already on us in a few short months. And we think that our stock has got a lot of upside to it as we gain adoption in the US.
The DeFi tokens, everybody's talking about DeFi. And, but, also there's this Robin Hood phenomenon of kind of just people, stuck in their apartments and trading for fun, prices always go up. But I'm just curious, like these DeFi tokens, do you think people really know what they're trading when they're buying and selling those on Voyager?
Well, look, I think they do. I think they understand it's decentralized finance. It's the wave of the future. And what we're trying to do is bring some of those coins to the platform so people can take advantage of the possible profits that can happen on those coins and the tradable aspect of them right now. I think there's a lot more learning that has to go on, and we're trying to bring some education. We've actually partnered with Market Rebellion and John and Pete Najarian and their team. They're soon to launch, and about education of trading these coins, about what a lot of these coins mean. There's a whole education process that has to take place that we're starting with. But from our perspective, we want to bring people the access to at least participate in what could be ups, downs, and trading opportunities for them. So while they're home, it's a 24/7 market anyway. So while they're home, whether they're at work and they come home at 7 o'clock at night, they can trade a lot of these assets. And we think that's a very key component of getting adoption, is just giving people that access to those coins first. And as we educate them more on what they do, then giving them the access to take them off platform and then use them as they're meant to be used over the next few years.
This week, because there's been kind of a sell-off in DeFi, right? Is that reflected in what you're seeing on your platform?
We did. We saw people kind of reallocate a little bit out of the DeFi and a couple of other tokens. I mean, one of the popular tokens is our own Voyager token, which has utility and rewards attached to it. So we're seeing it, an increase in people wanting that. From our perspective, we give people extra interest on Bitcoin and USDC coin and Ethereum when they hold our coins. So that's really popular these days. I mean, we're giving 9.5% on USDC coin and 6.5% on Bitcoin. So a lot of people are moving into those to get the interest. So we see this allocation happen, every so often, where people are out of one coin and one suite of coins and into others. That's why we offer 48 coins, because we want people to have the ability to move when they feel it's appropriate.
Going back to the concept of crypto stocks and Voyager being one of those, and all of a sudden MicroStrategy is become a crypto stock.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is that something that you have considered at Voyager, as putting any of your treasury liquidity into crypto?
We don't. And the reason we don't is our investors want us to be that agency broker. They're counting on us just like they would count on the publicly traded online brokers of the world, where they're not taking positions. They want us to be the one that executes the trade in microseconds for customers and not making bets on coins one way or another. I think there's a lot of opportunities outside of MicroStrategy. There's like Galaxy that takes positions and so forth. that there's opportunities for investors to participate that way through public stocks. Our goal has been from day one to be the agency broker, always do right by the customer, make sure the customer comes first. That's the mantra within our team, within our entire staff, and we keep growing. Over the last 2 months, we're now up to about 25, 26 people, maybe even higher than that at this point, where we were at about 18. So we've grown our staff about 50% in the last 6 weeks. And it's all about making sure we deliver the best customer service to people. And by prop trading, I don't think you're aligned with the customer. We want to be aligned with the customer and always have the fact of doing what's right for the customer. And our investors, all the fund managers that have participated and our investors that have been with us, that's what they want us to do. And that's the path we're going to continue down.
And being a CEO, being in the crypto business, in your network, is that anything you've heard anybody else talking about is that a trend that we might see of companies maybe starting to put a little of their treasury into crypto?
I've seen some companies had conversations with folks, all confidential, obviously, that people are starting to dabble a little bit and put a little bit of money in there, a little bit as a hedge against some of the things that they do. We're trying to convey that it's not about, taking positions in Bitcoin, but you should take some of your treasury and put it into USDC coin and gain some of the interest that we're paying.
Interesting. Okay.
And allowing you to help your portfolio of whatever you're holding and increase, make a 9% return on some of your cash that's probably sitting in the bank today, earning 0 or less than 1%. And we've had conversations with a lot of the micro banks that have started about using our APIs. One of the things that get people excited about that with us is the ability to give their customers interest on the USDC coin and really help their portfolio. We may come out with some products of our own, managed products for consumers that give them a little bit of exposure to that 9% interest as well. So we think it's very compelling. We're seeing our assets grow because of it. And that's what we when I speak to other CEOs, it's like, you should put some of your cash in a USDC. And if you don't want to do it with us, that's great. We prefer you do it with us, obviously, but you should look at that. And we're here to be a guide and help you in doing that.
Let's leave it there, Steve. Thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Brad.